Good evening, everyone. This is amazing evening, and I'm going to speak to all of you about understanding the rules of mind. So, mind happens to be the central power. Mind happens to be something that governs all of our decisions, everything that we do, and everything that we are. All right. For that, it is very important for all of us to know that how exactly human brain, human mind works. Okay. So there are certain rules towards it, with the help of which we get to know that, okay, these are the things that are easy for us to do. And this is why we do these things in such a manner. So I'm going to share these amazing rules of mine with all of you. I hope that you all carry a paper and pen, whatever media you're watching this video at. Please carry a paper and pen, write the things down. It is going to be very useful and insightful for you for rest of your future. So, life is what mind makes it out to be. This is something that I deeply believe into. If you are in the worst situation, if your brain is designed beautifully, the inner mind that you create, if you've created that space strategically, beautifully, positively, you'll find out opportunities and positivity in that space also. And at the same time, the flip side is also true. Even if your life is surrounded with bliss, is surrounded with so many opportunities and amazing stuff, but if the mind is not comprehending those opportunities, it will look for all the teeny tiny problems happening here and there, and you'll find yourself crying over them. So life is nothing what happens outside of us, it is what we believe it to be. All right. And with this, I want to tell you that whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you are, whatever you aspire to become, it is all a mind game. Unless we understand how our mind works towards certain things, we can never figure out how to live life prosperously and amazingly well. Okay? So let me present these rules of mind to all of you. I want all of you to please take a quick note of them because they are mind blowing. Actually, when I read all of them through, I was actually blown. I was like, it was very strong reminder. It hit me real hard. And that is why I picked up this topic for this week. Rule number one, what is expected tends to what is realized. So, for an example, if you continuously think about expecting things like, I might get into trouble, I might lose the train, I might not get the parking lot, I might miss the opportunity. If you keep on thinking towards expectations, your expectations will turn into reality. Okay. This has been proven time and again by a lot of people, and people vouch on this. Even I have first-hand experience with these things. When you start expecting something to happen, and you know what? The irony is, even when we know that we can pick up the thought and thought turns into reality, then too, if you keep a close watch on your mind, 7 times out of 10, your brain will be thinking things negatively. Your brain, if the children are out of the home, they do not call you back to tell you that they'll be coming 2 hours late. Those 2 hours, you will never think things in a positive manner. All of the thoughts that will come to your brain will be, what might have happened to them? I just hope they're safe. Maybe they got into some accident, or maybe something bad happened to them. So what happens is, brain usually think about, you know, all of these experiences, all of these things which are um, which are not very healthy for all of us. Okay. So the first rule is that we need to start expecting things, start thinking that what do I actually want out of my life? Generally, what we do, we go 2 steps further, then we rethink and reanalyze, and then we come back to the steps. We're not ever confident about what is the right direction, what is the right expectations. So I want all of you to answer me this. What do you expect out of yourself in your life? What do you expect your life to look like? What do you expect yourself to feel like an individual, to be like an individual? Please answer me this. After the session is over, I'm going to ask you this. Rule number two, Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge, not only knowledge, but also logics. Imagination is a power that God has given us, human beings, human race, to think of. Okay? So before taking a decision and before walking the path, we walk through the path seven, eight, 10 number of times in our head. Okay? We create consequences, we create situations. We think that, okay, if I do this, this could be the result. If I do this, this could be the result. If I do this, this could be the result. Imagining all of those consequences. After that, we pick up wisely one decision. The thing which bothers me is usually, we expect to become gods. Okay? This is something that I want to address to all the people who make decisions and they're constantly worried about, is my decision the right one? Was that one better? The opportunity that I just missed, did that opportunity made more sense? What should I do? Okay. So for all of those people, I want really to tell you this, that imagination gives you a power to analyze things. Imagination gives you the power to find out, okay, if I do certain thing in a manner, these could be the consequences. Okay, you can imagine that. You can imagine the future. You can imagine the learnings from the past. Okay, you can cook it up all in your head. But the problem is, if you do that more, if you do overthinking about the same thing, that overanalysis actually paralyzes you. You do not take action, it leads you to inaction, and then you start just keep on thinking that rather than doing this, I could have done that. And the other thing that usually people do after taking a decision, they keep on comparing it with other people who took the other way. Know that that way, let me be very frank to all of you friends, this is not how life works. Okay? The path you took, what can you do from here should be your um, only thing, should be the only thing in your focus, in your mind. What happened, what is happening to other people who took the other option, that has got nothing to do with you because now you have chosen this one path for yourself. And you know what? You can never correct a wrong move or a wrong decision by going to the past and changing it. We do not have that power, right? We cannot tweak into our past. But what we can do is we can learn from the past experiences and we can consciously think about, okay, this is the reality where I am right now. This is my situation. What can I do from here today? When you think about that, your brain will start guiding you towards the actions that you can take in the future so that you can better your choices, you can amplify your results so that you can make better conditions for yourself. Okay, so imagination is very, very much more powerful. Always keep this thing in mind. Your imagination is your uniqueness. Human race, I keep on telling this a lot of times to people who know me. Humans are not the smartest, not the tallest, not the fastest, not the hugest, but still we are on the top of the food chain. Why? Because we have this intelligent brain. And this intelligent brain has the superpower to imagine things. Okay. So if it is your superpower, use it. All right. Rule number 3, your mind is a good slave. Give clear instructions to it. Your mind is an amazing slave, but it is a disastrous master. Okay? If you just put your brain, if you're driving a car, if you put your brain on the front seat and give the steering to your brain will always steer it towards comfort, munching food, watching unnecessary stuff mindlessly on your mobile phone and computers and TVs, gossiping about other people, lying on the couch, eating on, munching on those chips, doing absolutely nothing. And at the end of the day, while sleeping, you would be dissatisfied because you know what? Potential unmet is pain. If you know that you have potential, if you know that you've got that power, and if you're not utilizing it, it's going to cause you. And that pain will come out in different ways. You will be bleeding where you are not cut. You'll be getting irritated with the people who did not do anything. You'll be troubling your relationships. You'll be troubling your health. You'll be troubling your mental peace. So the best thing to do for yourself is to give clear instructions to your brain because your brain is an amazing slave. Let me tell you that. Um, if I want you to look around and tell me things of blue color, objects in blue color around you. Probably there would be five, six, seven things around you which are blue in color. Just go ahead and start counting them. Once you do that, you'll get to know, you'll realize that while you were counting those blue colored objects, your brain was consciously, focusedly looking for blue colored objects only. While you were counting blue, your brain did not look for red. Your brain did not look for black or white or orange or purple, just for blue. Why? Because you sat on this front seat, you held the steering, and you steered it towards blue object in my surrounding. And your brain, being an amazing slave, sat behind and it kept following the instructions that you gave. Okay. So whenever you say that things are not happening, I keep on procrastinating. I do not hit the gym. I took the membership, but I do not go there. I invest money, but I do not do that. I cannot keep up with my timetable, with my routine, with my schedule. I keep on bundling my tasks and pushing them ahead, and it becomes a pile of pending tasks. So I am indisciplined. All of these things that you tell it to yourself, it happens. It is a result when you made your brain sit on the driver's seat and you were behind. So your brain was just passing time, getting into the areas which were not required, overthinking about certain steps, underthinking about certain stuffs, not doing anything, being lazy, procrastinating, excessively sleeping, doing just nothing productive. Okay. So I want you today to give yourself clear instructions. So what do I mean by clear instructions? So you'll not say that I will exercise tomorrow. No, you have to give yourself clear instructions. Okay. Number one, which exercise will I do? Will I do my legs tomorrow, or the abs, or cardio, or full body? What will I train, or do the weight training? Whatever it is. What will you do tomorrow? Number one. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. You can replicate it in your studies, in your work area, in your plans, anything. Okay. So the first thing is you have to tell you what you have to tell it to yourself what you will be doing. Second thing you'll be telling it to yourself is when, what, time, duration. Okay. So I will be doing legs tomorrow, 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So if I do not give myself this clear instruction, I will wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., definitely. But morning, I will start thinking now, what should I do today? Should I exercise? And by the time your brain will decide what to exercise, your brain will kill the thought of exercising at the first place. And you'll feel that, okay, it is better that I sleep off today for extra 15, 20 minutes. I'll start exercising from tomorrow because tomorrow is something which we get for free. This is what we think. But let me remind you this again that we all are on this planet for a very limited time. Do not take your time for granted. All right. So give your brain clear instructions. You should know that what is the quantity of the work that you'll be doing. You should measure your work in some means, in some way. I don't know how, but you have to measure your work. You have to give yourself a time duration and you have to give yourself specific tasks that, okay, I'll be doing A and B and C before 5 p.m. That's it. Blocks you can assign. Task A, 8 to 9 in the morning. Task B, 12 to 2 in the afternoon. Task C, all right, so on and so forth. You create such guidelines for yourself. Trust me, your brain will perform better. And if you can plan this at night before, you will get fantastically better results because while you'll be sleeping, your brain will actually analyze and organize all of these tasks that you want to do. And the preliminary thing that pushing, it will happen while you are asleep. Okay. So this helps me personally very much. I hope it will help you too. Rule number 4. Mind moves away from pain and towards pleasure. It is a rule of thumb. Always remember this. Your brain will always move away from pain and always rush towards pleasure. So whatever is giving you pleasure, what is pleasure for us? Pleasure for us is instant gratification. If we see results immediately, that is a pleasure for us. Curiosity is pleasure for us. What comes next? What comes next is a pleasure for us. What else is pleasure for us? A sugar rush is a pleasure for us. Okay, that those calories getting inside of body, that is a pleasure. What is pain? What does pain look like? Pain for usual people, pain looks like if I exercise, my body gets sore. That is pain. If I keep on working for longer hours, if the problem is very difficult, I feel discomfort. That is a pain. Okay, all of these things are pain. Now, the good part is we can rewire this definition of pain and pleasure in our head. How to do that? Let me explain it to you. Rather than saying that doing squats give me pain, you can say, I love squats because it relieves the pain of being lethargic throughout the day, of having less stamina, of feeling not fit and well inside my body, right? So what you can do, you can rewire the pain not to exercise, but the pain to not being well, pleasure to not sleeping, but pleasure to exercise so that you get better life, better stamina, better energy levels, better efficiency, better mood, all of those. Okay. So I hope you got my point across that you have to rewire your pain and your pleasure so that you can actually hit towards it. All right. Rule number 5. Mind responds to the pictures in head and words you say to yourself. Always. So for you, you think that, okay, this is what I'm seeing and this is the world. No, 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 no. You are seeing the things which your retina signals to your brain. There are so many things around you. Okay, if I am looking here at the screen right now, I have so many things around me. But if I concentrate on all of you, all I can see is just you. Why? Because it is just you, the picture is created here in my brain. Okay, so what I see is not the reality. What I see is what my mind tells it to be. Okay, so whatever data I get from the outside world, I start creating. Your brain is a meaning making machine. Your brain starts making meaning of it. Okay, for an example, you called your best friend. Your best friend did not pick up the call. You called him once, twice, thrice, 4 times. Okay, so if your meaning making machine says that your best friend is ignoring you, your best friend is no more a best friend of yours. Your best friend will never talk to you ever. So, what is this? You are speaking this to yourself. You are creating and imagining this picture in your head. So, for you, your best friend ignoring you because he or she doesn't care becomes the reality. But if we just turn the camera and look at the best friend, maybe from the last 4 times when you call that person up, that person was stuck. First time, he was stuck in a traffic. Second time, he was with his family watching a movie in a theater. Third time, he was in a board meeting. He could not pick up the call. So we do not think like that, right? Whatever you think becomes a reality for you. So now it is ultimately under your control. Do you want to feel good with the story in your head, or do you want to feel bad with the story in your head? Give a thought to it. All of the things that are causing you pain, I want you to pause for a moment, close your eyes, and think again. That is it the truth and reality in the fact, or am I cooking up the story in my head and I'm feeling bad because I made this picture, I imagined this picture inside my head? All right, moving to the next rule, mind learns by repetition. If you keep on practicing postponing, you'll be an expert in postponing. If you keep on practicing snoozing the alarm, you'll be an expert in snoozing the alarm. If you keep on practicing giving excuses for all the things that you did not do, could not do, cannot attempt, you'll find that making excuses in the future becomes easier and easier and easier. And the flip side is also true. If you keep on getting up at the first ring of the alarm bell, you practice that, you get better at that. Okay? The more you do, the better you get, period. Whatever it is. You want to be disciplined, start being disciplined. I know it is not easy. I know you do not feel like, but once your priorities are bigger than the emotion that is holding you back, the emotion of instant gratification, the emotion of sleeping 10 minutes more, the emotion of feeling more comfortable for 10, 15, 20 minutes. If your desire to achieve that goal, it grows bigger, ball starts rolling. That point forward, you start working. There is no doubt in that. Okay? Rule number 7. You move towards what you focus on. 100%. My favorite one. Okay. So whenever in my life I feel that, I am surrounded by not so good experiences or the life that I'm living right now, I do not expect my life to be like this. I ask myself this question, that I am moving towards what I've focused on. So, what did I focus on at the first place? I need to recheck. I need to correct and tweak into my focus. Okay. If I focus on the problems, my problems grow. If I focus on the solutions, my solutions grow. If I focus on crying, the things that make me cry grow. If I focus on winning, the things that make me feel victorious grow. All right. So you need to focus on the right things. Wherever your focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on your health, trust me, focus on your health for 3 months, you'll see results. Focus on your career for 3 months dedicatedly, go stop, do everything that is required, you'll see results. 3 months, you will see the ball rolling. I'm not saying that you will create huge results in a short amount of time of 3 months. No, I do not want you to keep wrong expectations out of yourself. But if you regularly do things, if you're consistent, persistent, committed, disciplined, you will start seeing results. Okay. So you move towards what you focus on. So please change your focus. Focus on results, focus on opportunities, focus on blessings, focus on amazing things that are happening in your life. Focus on your strengths, focus on the positivity around you, focus on the good stuff. Life is always going to be a mixture of good and bad stuff. You feel your life is good because you focus on the good stuff. You feel your life is bad because you focus on the bad stuff. So if you feel dissatisfied with your life right now, I guarantee you, look back and change the focus. You will see the result. Okay, practice it for 7 days. So this was it from my side. These 7 rules. I hope you all wrote it down on a piece of paper. Share this with your friends.